I mean, definitely before the end of this year. A lot of work has been done. We farmed it in 2014.
Yep.
Just getting things ready, real activity started December of last year, like in terms of just heavy activity, or maybe September. Well, but we've re-entered 2 wells. We've done flow tests. Some of the zones that we thought were going to flow at 1,500 barrels a day flowed at about 6,000 barrels a day. So, we've done the completion. We've dealt with some of the, just real life operational issues. We've been quite successful. So it hasn't been a cakewalk, but we've gotten it done. So at this point now, the wells are completed. They're hooked up. The early facility is there. The tanks are there. All the onshore flow lines are done, and we're now doing the offshore part. So we have boats moving in, pulling pipe to install the offshore pipeline. And frankly, once that is done, we put what we call an end manifold, at the end of the pipeline, and then we start. Remember I told you each of the zones we're doing 5, I think it was 5.5 to 6.5 in terms of the range. The reality is, because it's one well with a dual completion, there's some natural constraints by the tubing. So through each tubing you can do 3,500. So you're already constrained to 14, but then we have constraints at the facility as well. So we're gonna ramp it up to about 10,000 barrels a day by the end of the year, and I think that's a proper way to do it. This is a new reservoir, so to speak. You don't want to just suck everything out immediately and risk damaging the reservoir. So we're going to be gentle, ramp it up to about 10. We think that's a robust level to produce. And then if we've done that for a while, we're still getting in very high pressure, we still have use a very low choke value size, then we may need to bin it up a little bit and see if we can go to 12. And then if it's still tough, then we can debottleneck and go to 14. So that's how we do it. But 10 is the target, and we're running all our numbers on 10. So this is looking like a field that is going to grow. So what we've done is to re-enter these 2 wells. Let's do that, get some cash flow. And then most of next year, we're going to go shoot 3D seismic, because those wells were drilled on 2D. We'll shoot 3D seismic. We'll probably expect to see the reserves grow a little bit, even from what we're seeing on the 2D. It does seem like there's room for the reserves and resources to grow. Once we've done that, then we'll come back. So really, late next year into early the following year is when you really see more drilling activity coming up. Ogo is quite a sizable field. It'll do over 100,000 barrels a day, definitely. Yeah, it could do 150, maybe 200. We're still working, but because you see, when you have a big field, when you've drilled a couple of wells, you have a confidence area. As you drill more wells, then it grows. So if you go by what the seismic is saying, then you should be able to do close to 200. But if you go by what the wells we've drilled are saying, so far we're comfortable saying 100 right now. But it could grow to 200. So it's a different order of magnitude. Yeah. So what we've been trying to do in Namibia is just do a basin study. I think partly because the country is just starting to deal with oil and gas companies. I think it took them a while to put some structures together that will give us access to data that is not in our block. But finally, we're now at a point where we're now having access to other data. So now we can look at the entire basin. And what we always try to do is to go for the best blocks. So we'll look at the entire basin, then we'll see how our block ranks. If our block ranks high, then we say, okay, this is where we'll put our money, we'll bring in partner. If we think there are other blocks that rank high, then we'll see how we can get it to the other blocks. Yeah. But that's what we're trying to do. It's very important. I always want to, maybe it's the engineer in me, I just want to understand how things came about. So the whole idea of the basin studies, where did the oil come from? How was it deposited, millions of years ago? Like, what has happened since then? If you can really understand that, then you may find out that your block is not the ideal one. Then you go look for the right one. And if your block is the right one, then great. Then you move it forward. But you need to have that backdrop. That's one of the things we insist on.